I think what you have to do is you have to look at the timelines. For me, it's absolutely inevitable that entertainment will be 3D. It'll all be 3D eventually, because that's how we see the world. That's my sort of answer based on faith, but it's actually quite logical. That's how we see the world, and we obviously, when it's correct and convenient for us, we pre-select for that as the premium experience. If you look at the last 4 cinematography Oscars, 3 of them went to digital 3D movies. Avatar, and then we missed a year, and then Hugo, and then Life of Pi. They were all shot with the systems that Vince Pace and I developed, and so the highest version of cinematography was deemed 3 out of 4 times in the last 4 years to be a 3D digital movie. So I think we associate it with quality in the cinema. However, that's getting eroded by certain things, like low light levels from the projectors, too much bad conversion. Those were all by the way, native 3D, photographic 3D, films. But then there's bad conversion. And people get confused because there's bad conversion and there's good conversion, because we did it right on Titanic, but it cost $18 million, and the studios don't usually spend that kind of money. So I think it's getting a bit polluted, and I think that people have had some bad experiences and so on.
That might help explain why cinema goers these days are frequently opting for a 2D version of a movie. And in the home too, it's also been greeted with a huge yawn of indifference. Those who have been seduced into buying 3D tellies barely use the feature, presumably because there's such a shallow pool of 3D content to enjoy. And if anything, it looks to be evaporating, with both the BBC and sports broadcaster ESPN announcing recently they're suspending 3D broadcasting. Despite all of this, the Avatar director remains bullish, when we can overcome the not insignificant issue of getting rid of those awful specs and find salvation in a glasses-free, so-called auto-stereoscopic experience.
The viewing paradigm is very different for TV than it is for movies. I mean, you want to be. It's more social. You want to be able to parallel process. You don't want to have to sort of make a contract with yourself to watch continuously for 2 hours. That's just not how we take in our TV. On whatever kind of device we're looking at, whether it's a big flat panel or whether it's an iPhone. So what we need is auto-stereoscopic screens, and that's coming. My 3D company, CPG, is supporting the new Dolby Philips technology, which is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The price point has to come down, but as that rolls out, then the amount of content will come back up. We'll start seeing a lot more television production. But it's not happening right now. We're still, I've been saying for 3 years we're 2 to 3 years away. So I suppose I should contract that down a little bit now. But in the chicken and egg scenario that we were in, when it started to roll out through movie theaters, we've got to get more screens out there. We've got to get more auto-stereoscopic screens out there, and then that'll drive content. But the content drives people buying the screens. That feedback loop will get closed, and it'll all speed up.
So you envisage a day when the news would be in 3D?
Oh, absolutely, sure, yeah.